Certainly, storytelling is a powerful tool to be an impactful communicator. आप याद करिए, जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन आपको बचपन में मिली थी और अभी भी आपको वो याद है, why do you remember it? You remember it because you got that information through stories. This information could be about mythology or freedom fights. And that's the reason mastering storytelling technique is essential to be an effective communicator. This video is going to see why should we master those techniques and what are those techniques. But before that, those who don't know me, I am Archana Kayala. I am from Good to Excellence, and here at Good to Excellence, we help our students to gain English language fluency, confidence, and success in their career. So let's begin. First, we will see the reasons why should we master storytelling techniques. The first reason is it enables connection. A well-told story captures attention, conveys the information effectively, and it resonates with the listener on emotional level. And this helps you to be a compelling storyteller. And of course, then what happens? Your relationships become stronger and it leads to better understanding. The reason two is it enables to enhance perception. Through storytelling, what happens? We step into other person's shoes and we experience his or her world. This helps us to be tolerant, patient, empathetic, and we become better in our social interaction. Now, the reason number three is it sharpens thinking and creativity. Because imagine if you want to be a good storyteller, you need to organize, you need to be good at organization of the story, then you need to be creative in your thinking, and there should be clarity whatever you are delivering. And this kind of mind exercise enhances your cognitive skills, and that leads to creative problem solving abilities. And that's how storytelling helps you. Now, my next reason is effective persuasion and marketing. Those who need to lead a team or sell a product, they need to be persuasive. They need to have that skill. And effective storytelling techniques can help you in that. Next is engaging learners. Storytelling conveys the information and gives the information in such a way that information becomes memorable and it is engaging too. So, be it your employees, your trainees, or students, for that you need to have or you need to master the effective storytelling techniques. Now, we will see what are these techniques. So, there are 6 techniques I am going to give you, and the first one is start with time. If you want to make that storytelling engaging or you want to convey the message in a very effective way, so start with a time. It can be like it was the year 2020 and the entire world was going through turmoil. The next one is establish reliable characters. The people who are sharing the story with or information with, and whatever the characters which are surfacing, people should be able to relate to those characters. For example, if you are telling the information to students, you cannot give the example of an old man who was fighting to survive. Similarly, if you are motivating old people to live better life, you cannot give the example of young people. they won't be able to relate to it, right? Then the next one is create a vivid setting. Create a setting, you explain the scene in such a way that the entire scene should come in front of the eyes of the people or your listeners. For example, she was sitting on the bank of the sea, hearing the sound of the waves. The sun was setting, and suddenly, right? So the scene comes in front of you, what the story is about, and you become then more curious what is next. Then the next thing is build tension. In your story, there should be the tension, there should be the conflict, then only the story becomes engaging. Suppose you are telling a story to motivate someone, and if you just tell plainly that the person tried to do IELTS or the person wanted to be successful in his career and he did these things and become successful, it will be very boring. But if you tell that he came from a small town and he came in a big city, wanted to become successful but struggling how to do it, he didn't have money, so that kind of tension makes the story more engaging. Next one is build anticipation. Build anticipation in such a way that people will be thinking what could be the next thing. As I told you, he came from a small town to the city. He wanted to become successful and work for MNC, but he didn't know how to do that because he didn't have enough skills, enough education to start with. And then what happened? He met this man whose name is, right? So if you tell the story in such a way, people become more and more interested in that story. Then convey clear message or moral. It is very essential when you end the story, you have to convey very clear message. Why are you telling that story? For example, if you are telling a story to a bunch of students who you want to motivate to do something, so the summary or the end of the story can be whatever the story you told, you summarize it in such a way and give a clear moral message that finally he knew that what was stopping him was he himself. And when he came out of that box and or out of that restriction, then he became successful. So if you tell and if you end with the moral, the message is conveyed and the purpose of the story will be achieved. So these are the reasons I gave you why you should learn or master the techniques to be effective storyteller, to become a compelling communicator. And we also of course learn the techniques. What are the techniques to become an effective storyteller? So if you find this information useful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. Hit the bell icon and the like button. I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye, stay safe, happy and healthy.